Christmas in Genoa City will be anything but jolly this year. The Young and the Restless spoilers for December 23 to 27 catch the Newmans coming together to celebrate the Santa season. Next, Sharon goes easy on herself after a straining hypnosis session that dismisses the possibility of her being a killer. Ian and Jordan continue to strike back while Phyllis tries to get in the loop about Sharon's real deal. The Young and the Restless spoilers are joining on the Christmas fun. The week starts with a festive bash hosted by Genoa City's legendary couple, Victor and Nikki Newman, at Newman Ranch. However, Claire Newman isn't grooving to the party beats alone. Who's tagging alone? Cole Howard joins the Newmans for a cozy gathering. In a cheeky twist, Claire catches Nikki and Victor sneaking a kiss and teases them for skipping the mistletoe. Meanwhile, Diane Jenkins Abbott has a lot of family drama during this holiday season. She might have to wait till the new year to prove her worth to Kyle Abbott, but that won't stop her from pulling a goodwill act. Ashley and Tracy Abbott are irritated by Diane and Jack's extensive deceptive ploy. So now is the perfect chance for Diane to bridge the gap with them. How about a few drinks at society with the ladies? According to Y&R spoilers, Diane butters them up with a special toast. But will the Abbotts really buy this gesture, or will it backfire? Over at Sharon Newman's house, the atmosphere finally turns a little jolly. After some enlightening hypnosis sessions, Sharon's guilt takes a backseat. Additionally, decorating the halls with Nick, Faith, Maria, and Tessa is what she needs to embrace the festive vibes. However, the woman must not let her guard down too soon. Yep, Ian Ward and Jordan's scheming is far from over. Their twisted games could put Sharon and her loved ones' lives on the line. Across town, Phyllis Summers isn't slowing down until she settles the scores with her arch-nemesis. Furthermore, she wants to get to the bottom of Sharon's case. After confronting Lauren and Michael Baldwin, Phyllis realizes there's more to the story than she thought. Hey everyone, welcome back to Radiant Serum. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video. The Young and the Restless star Christian LeBlanc is starting off his holiday celebrations with a bit of a downer. Luckily, the unfortunate news he revealed was shared in such a way that his fans got a giggle out of it. Plus, viewers probably will appreciate the reason LeBlanc has the holiday blues. Recently, LeBlanc shared a video via his Instagram page that gave the lowdown on what had him feeling bummed out. In the caption he wrote, "Happy holiday, y'all." In the video, LeBlanc snacked on a bagel as he sat at the airport waiting to board a flight. He noted he was literally in the lounge, getting ready to go to New Orleans for like a food fest. As fantastic as that trip may seem, the timing caused him a bit of anxiety. He explained, "I look at my script. On my first day back after this trip, there's a big BMU, which means body makeup, which means somebody's gonna have to show their body." LeBlanc emphasized, "First day after vacation." He shared that for the trip, he packed all my elastic-waisted pants, suggesting he planned to enjoy the food fest from start to finish. The Y&R star did suggest a solution, though. LeBlanc declared that when he faced filming that first day back after the food fest, he'd probably hide behind Tracy. Tracy references LeBlanc's Y&R co-star Tracy Brickman, Lauren, who apparently shares that scene with him. After explaining his traumatic situation, LeBlanc quipped, "So sad. Well, Merry Christmas." Bregman responded, "Haha, thank God it's you. I just read it." She also teased, "I will be in my elastic pants cheering you on." One fan loved the exchange and commented, "Favorite couple ever. The writers better never ever break you two up. We need you as couple goals always." There's a new face on the way to the Young and the Restless, and it looks like this arrival will be full of drama. It seems the Newmans will soon have a paramedic rushing to the ranch. But why? Rachel Bell took to Instagram to share her excitement for landing the role as an EMT on the Sudser. She shared a photo with Connor Floyd with the caption, "I find myself incredibly grateful this holiday season to work with amazingly talented Connor Floyd." She and Connor were all smiles, but we don't think their character will be too cheery during their scenes on screen. Fans of Days of Our Lives may recognize her. She's popped up as an EMT in Salem quite a few times over the years as well. We have to wonder if the appearance of a medic means something terrible is about to happen to the Newmans. It seems highly likely, considering there's not one but two maniacs on the loose who are just waiting for the right moment to cause a whole lot of chaos. It would be one thing to have the town's top cop running to that ranch. That could mean any number of things, but an EMT, that means someone is hurt, and probably badly. Will Jordan or Ian Ward show up at the sprawling home to terrorize the family and badly hurt one of the Newmans? Or will they be the ones meeting their demise? Ian Ward has a long history of tormenting Genoa City residents, particularly the Newmans. With Ian, it's never just a simple confrontation. If he's involved, things are bound to spiral out of control. Could Victor or Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, find themselves in the crosshairs of one of Ian's twisted schemes? Or has Ian finally met his match when his target fights back? Let's not forget Jordan's unpredictable nature. She's a wild card who's shown she's not afraid to play dirty. What if Jordan takes her vendetta against the Newmans to the next level? Could this be a case of revenge gone too far, leaving one of the Newmans gravely injured? Or could Jordan herself be the one needing medical attention after a plan backfires spectacularly? The speculation is running wild, and we are desperate to know why there's an EMT at the Newman Ranch. Is it a tragic accident, or has someone's thirst for vengeance turned deadly? One thing's for sure, when it comes to the Newmans, drama is never far behind. Stay tuned to see how this unfolds, and prepare for the fireworks. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, December 20, demonstrate that Ian is as good as his word. He told Jordan that he intended to get to Mariah via Tessa. So today, he goes after Mariah via Tessa. Ian explained to Jordan that since Tessa didn't know what he looked like, Ian could use Tessa to get within striking distance of Mariah. Personally, we have a hard time believing that Mariah never told her wife about what she went through with the cult leader, who she thought of as a father, who then drugged and tried to marry her. And if Mariah had told Tessa about it, we would have had a hard time believing Tessa hadn't Googled Ian to learn more. But we guess she's not a very curious sort. Meanwhile, here's something else we didn't expect: that it would be Ian urging Jordan to get more vicious. This is a woman who kidnapped an infant, led her family to think baby Eve was dead, taught Claire to hate her family, and then used her to try and kill them all. How much more vicious does Ian want Jordan to be? Daniel is still mourning Heather, and we don't blame him for that. Nonetheless, he wants Lucy to enjoy her holiday. We don't blame him for that either. What we do blame Daniel for is continuing to listen to Phyllis spew her nonsense about Sharon. She knows Sharon didn't put her in the hospital, but she still acts like Sharon did. Because, hey, she could have, right? And that's just as bad as being guilty. Is it any wonder Nick is worried about Sharon's safety? Not just from Phyllis, but from whoever obviously set Sharon up too. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that things have been rather frigid between Kyle Abbott and Diane Jenkins for quite some time now. The mother and son crossed the figure-8 swords when they were working with each other at Gibbot. It ultimately led to Kyle walking away from the family company and shaking hands with the enemy. However, it seems that a wind of change is flowing through GC. Kyle Abbott is realizing how unreliable Victor Newman really is. He may also soon start realizing the mistake he made by betraying his own family. Diane has already started to extend an olive branch to her son by offering him the co-CEO position back at Gibbot. It might be the beginning of a reconciliation, but it may not be enough to fix everything. However, The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Esther Valentine gave Diane a really good idea to fix her broken relationship with her son. She told Diane that she needed to make a selfless gesture towards Kyle that was personal to him and not professional. It seems that the soap may soon give Diane the perfect opportunity to do so. We know that sinister Aunt Jordan is back, and now she has more reasons than before to seek revenge. In fact, she now has more targets too. Claire was her accomplice when she came to GC. She played a huge role in Jordan's revenge scheme. However, as soon as Claire learns the truth about Jordan, she switches sides. She is now on the road to mend her ways. While she has earned the Newman family's and Kyle's love, she has also managed to earn Jordan's ire. So there is a chance that Jordan may attack Claire in the upcoming episodes. It is also possible that Diane may witness the attack and step in to save her son's lover. Diane may end up getting injured in her gallant act, while ensuring that Claire gets away safely. When Kyle finds out about what his mom did, he will most certainly be moved. But will Diane survive the attack and enjoy the reunion with her son? As much as we love to watch our young and restless faves portraying the characters we invite into our living rooms each day, it's always special to be able to see the stars' real-life personalities shining through in the activities they partake in off-screen. If you're a viewer can't get enough of the behind-the-scenes content, well, Michelle Stafford has a real holiday treat for you. On screen, Phyllis Summers is a ball of tension and emotion these days, as she navigates not only unemployment, yet again, but of course the knowledge that her former rival Sharon Newman was responsible for the death of her son's lady love, and framed him for the murder after the fact. She now realizes that it wasn't Sharon who tried to run her off the road in a car wreck that landed her in a coma. Though she's loath to concede the point, but she still firmly believes Sharon killed Heather, having no idea that Ian Ward and Jordan Howard are actually behind the devastating events of that fateful night. Unwillingly to entertain the idea that Sharon wasn't in her right mind, due to her medication being tampered with, Phyllis is hell-bent on getting justice, and as a result has found herself isolated from even her closest friends, Michael, who is representing Sharon, and Lauren. In real life, however, Stafford is constantly surrounded by her coworkers, and if the videos you're about to see are any indication, they're always having a ton of fun together. Stafford went to the trouble of putting together a collection of clips of her and her homies dancing together throughout the past year, and we think it's just an excellent way to look back on some of most joyful moments of 2024. Even better, their energy is contagious. We're not the only ones who think so. Many soap stars watched the montage on social media and shared the love and their enthusiastic responses after viewing. So much fun. Stafford captioned the collection of video clips, "All my beautiful homies, dancing through life with me." Catch glimpses of Courtney Hope, Sally, Sean Dominic, Mark Grossman, Adam, Christian LeBlanc, Michael, Amelia Heinel, Victoria, and more below. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Victor Newman is upset with Jack Abbott once again. Jack has outmaneuvered Victor, and he is determined to get revenge. In the meantime, part of Victor's family is under attack, and he has no idea who is behind it. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Victor Newman hates Jack Abbott. Victor has been after Jack since he overdosed to save Nikki Newman from her drinking. Jack's gamble helped and Nikki finally sobered up, but Victor swears that Jack almost killed her. Jack doesn't see it that way because he is the one who almost died. Jack has gotten revenge by putting an end to Victor's plans to give Diane Jenkins a shell company. Jack bought up all of the parts Victor sold off, and Victor is furious. Victor has ordered Michael Baldwin to make that all go away. Michael is working on exactly what Victor ordered. My and our spoilers. Jordan Howard is on the loose. Victor has been so wrapped up with his revenge on Jack that he has no idea Jordan Howard has escaped. Jordan has every intention of coming after the Newmans once again. Claire Newman is Jordan's main target. However, Jordan has already drugged Sharon Newman and framed her for murder. Jordan has plans to come after Claire again, and she has help this time. Unfortunately, while Victor is busy doing other things, Mariah Copeland and Tessa Porter are now targets too. These three ladies need help, and Victor's revenge plot is not helping at all. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor Newman's needs to help. Nick Newman didn't feel that Victor needed to be involved. However, someone needs to get to the bottom of this. Victor's security team could find Jordan and Ian Ward if they checked on them. Victor needs to start investigating this now before it is too late. Ian wants to get his hands on Mariah, and he plans to use Tessa to get to her. Jordan wants Claire back under her control as well. Will Victor wise up and investigate this before someone gets hurt or killed? Will Victor finally back off of Jack long enough to see what is going on? Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, December 19 promise some bombshells are about to be dropped in the land of Genoa City. Next on Young and the Restless. One person enters the canvas to help with the search, while two exes make a shocking discovery, and a character alters their plans. What kind of drama is set to unravel on Thursday? Time to dive right in. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Welcome back, Denise Tolliver. I&R spoilers for Thursday, December 19 note that private investigator Denise Tolliver returns to the canvas, as Nate Hastings and Amy Lewis will ask her for assistance in finding Damien. It looks like Tolliver will lay out some ground rules about the investigation. Will Nate and Amy follow them? I&R spoilers. Schick's shocking discovery. Across town, Y&R spoilers for Thursday, December 19 suggest that Nick Newman and Sharon Newman will make a shocking discovery. Considering Vale Bloom is supposed to make an appearance during this show, it sounds like Alan Laurent will hypnotize Sharon on the night of Heather's demise. But what will she remember? Fans will have to tune in to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Phyllis Summers makes changes. Lastly, Y&R spoilers for Thursday hint that despite having her plan laid out, Phyllis Summers is going to make some important adjustments. What exactly is this all about? Fans know that Phyllis refuses to come forward about her own flashback memory to the night of her car crash. She insisted it was Sharon who hit her, even though she now remembers a pickup truck heading towards her. Sharon was hypnotized earlier this week and remembered the same thing, so if Phyllis changes her plan and goes against the truth, will this end up biting her in the butt? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Claire Grace Newman is now considered a true member of the family. Nikki Newman completely trusts Claire and calls her a Newman through and through. That usually comes right before a huge conflict or betrayal. With Ian Ward pissing Jordan off more and more, there could be an unexpected twist. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Nikki Newman's trust declaration. Y&R spoilers reveal that during the week of December 16, 2024, Nikki and Claire had a conversation about the young woman's future. Even though Claire was nervous about her new job, Nikki said she has complete trust in her granddaughter. There was also another scene in which Nikki called Claire a Newman through and through. Usually statements like that come right before a huge betrayal or unexpected twist. Ian was supposedly released from prison and ended up approaching Jordan. Ian somehow got Jordan out of prison without anyone finding out. Ian and Jordan made a deal. Basically, Jordan would help Ian and he would help her. They both have their own targets and missions, but the Newman family is the common denominator here. However, Jordan is getting irritated that she keeps taking a lot of risks to help Ian, but he hasn't done squat for her. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Jordan still seems vengeful and crazy. However, there also seems to be something a tad different. For one thing, Jordan keeps calling Claire her niece and claims the Newman family brainwashed her. That indicates Jordan still views Claire as family and not necessarily a traitor. Maybe Jordan truly believes the Newman family brainwashed Claire. What if Jordan decides that she's had enough of Ian? What if Jordan leaves the motel and, while gone, phones in a tip to police? Ian is not a fugitive. His release is legal. However, Jordan could say that Ian was the one who tainted Sharon Newman's meds. If Ian tries to say it was Jordan, then he incriminates himself as getting her busted out of prison. So Ian is screwed either way. As for Jordan, she could claim that Claire's new life inspires her. Jordan could say that she wants a real chance to change, but can't do it without Claire's support. That could make Claire feel conflicted between her old family and new family. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of December 23, 2024 are here. Next week, fans can expect Lauren Fenmore Baldwin to say too much to Phyllis Summers. Ian Ward dons a Santa hat, but Jordan could just receive coals. Plus, Sharon Newman makes a shocking realization. The Young and the Restless spoilers, very Newman Christmas. E&R spoilers for the week of December 23 reveal that the Newman family will come together for the holidays. Victor Newman and Nikki Newman will host their annual Christmas party. This time, there will be one more family member, Claire Grace Newman. Despite Victor's feelings about Claire's father, Cole Howard will attend the party with Victoria Newman. At one point, Cole and Claire interrupt a romantic smooch between Victor and Nikki. Claire will mention that they aren't even under any mistletoe. Y&R spoilers. Diane Jenkins Abbott's determination. Over with Diane Jenkins Abbott, she wants to find a way to prove herself to Kyle Abbott. Diane had an interesting conversation with Esther Valentine. So after that chat, Diane will try to come up with a major sacrifice that will guarantee her redemption. Later, Diane offers a toast to the Abbott family. While Ashley Abbott happily plays along, Tracy Abbott is hesitant to even raise her glass. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon Newman's epiphany. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of December 23 reveal that Sharon will have a new perspective after her second hypnosis session. After recalling what happened at Heather Stevens' penthouse, Sharon will be determined to get to the truth. Sharon will ask for Nick Newman's help. Not much can be done over the holidays. Plus, Nick might encourage Sharon that she needs to have a little normalcy right now. So Sharon and Nick celebrate at home with Mariah Copeland, Tessa Porter, and Faith Newman. Next week, fans might see Ian wearing a Santa hat. The image was released a while ago, but that scene still hasn't aired. While Jordan hopes to get Ian moving on the Claire situation, she could continue to get nothing. Also, Phyllis has another confrontation with Lauren. As Lauren continues defending Michael Baldwin, Phyllis will just push some more. That leads to Lauren blurting out just a tad too much. So this could explain Phyllis taking her vengeful scheme in another direction. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most next week? At the ranch, Victoria and Nikki discuss how nervous Claire was for her first day. Nikki reports that she proved herself to be a Newman through and through. She couldn't be more proud of her. Victoria beams. She really settled in that quickly. Nikki says it's like she lives inside her head. Her drive reminds her of Victoria. Her daughter is excited for Claire and wants her to live a full life, but for so long she's been unable to act or think for herself. She worries that all of these freedoms might prove to be too overwhelming. Nikki fears she's being overprotective. Victoria's worried things are moving too quickly for Claire. She just got her back and she's losing her again. Nikki thinks Claire is on the right path. Victoria will never stop trying to protect her. Nikki smiles that Kyle's looking out for her too. Victoria's sure Victor will try to interfere. Nikki's unconvinced. They seem right for each other, and in time, he will agree. At Society, Claire debriefs Kyle on her first day at Chancellor with Nikki. He's sure she can do anything she sets her mind to. Claire muses that she was following the script the last time she was Nikki's assistant. This time, it's just her proving herself. Kyle tells her to take the advice she gave Harrison and believe in herself. Claire smiles. She's amazed that he has so much faith in her. Kyle asks why he wouldn't. After all she's been through, he's amazed by her. This is her destiny and he's sure she'll succeed. Kyle's in awe of her. Diane walks into Crimson Lights and Esther asks if she had a rough night. She replies that it's more like a rough lifetime. Esther knows this well. "I've got this. Take a seat." She brings over her favorite pick-me-up latte, infused with holiday magic. Diane doubts even this can cheer her up tonight. Esther offers to listen to her vent. Diane appreciates the offer, but unless she can get people to forget her mistakes, she'll be living with her regrets for the foreseeable future. Diane goes over her doubts that Kyle and Jack trust her. They're the most important thing to her, and she needs to make them believe that. Esther says Mrs. C told her that people won't believe you if you come on too strong. She needs to stop pushing. At the Abbott manse, Tracy comes down the stairs and has a moment of sheer joy as she looks around at the Christmas decorations. Walking into the dining room, she complains that a stewing Jack has lost his holiday cheer. He thought holiday decorating would brighten his spirits, but then he found his Jackie ornament. Tracy laughs that it's seen a few things. She recalls that he made it with their mother. Jack's held onto the past the same way he's held onto the ornament. It may be a fatal Abbott flaw. Breaking the cycle will have to start with him. Tracy doesn't like seeing him down like this and asks if it has to do with Mother. Jack admits he had a run-in with Billy today. He resents him and the way he's treated him in the past. When he saw the ornament, it made him think of the resentment he had for their mother. Tracy had complicated feelings about her too, and so did Ashley. Jack muses that leaving them behind scared all of them. Tracy is also grateful for the time they spent with her at the end of her life. You were so close to her. Jack laments the wasted time, anger, and fury. He carried it around and never let it go until right before she died. Tracy asks if this is about Diane and Kyle. Jack admits he's not so sure the situation between the three of them is resolved. Jack tells Tracy that Kyle has lingering distrust and deep-seated anger toward Diane. He's not sure it will ever go away. Tracy's seen love between them. Jack reminds her she left him as a little boy. He feels this whole situation is partly his fault. We lied to him. He recaps how they got him out of Victor's clutches by Diane playing a viper. It may have unearthed distrust toward his wife. Tracy feels there's something else Jack wants to fix. Jack recalls that after their mother left, they built walls around themselves. He doesn't want his son to go through life with the same anger and pain. Tracy tells him there's only so much he can control. Jack says Kyle deserves valuable time with his mother and freedom from the resentment he's carrying around. At Society, Kyle and Claire banter. She compliments him and they kiss. Kyle genuinely is amazed at how she has let go of the past. How does she not harbor resentment? Claire says her therapist helped her see there's no point in hanging on to the past. Kyle says she was stolen. There must be anger. Claire can work herself up if she fixates on it, but then Jordan wins. Now that Claire has her family back in her life, she doesn't want to waste a moment. Kyle muses, so you're saying looking forward is a choice. Claire thinks he can do it too. Kyle isn't sure it's that easy. At the Abbott mansion, Tracy urges Jack to be honest with Kyle about what he's feeling and thinking. Jack tried to talk to him about the pain of abandonment, but when he expressed doubts about Diane, it upset him so much he brushed it all away. Tracy says Diane and Kyle will have to work out their differences together, but Jack can tell Kyle he understands what he's going through. Jack muses that Kyle's anger at his mother is justified, just like theirs was. Tracy suggests he tell Kyle he's been there and is there for him to talk to. Jack knows he can't tell him his feelings are wrong. Tracy hopes he can guide him to some kind of understanding about it all. Jack asks, "What would I do without you?" At society, Claire senses something is bothering Kyle. He starts to open up about his parents, but then doesn't want to spoil their date. Claire says couples talk about the good and bad. Kyle teases her for calling them a couple. Claire says her grandmother called him her boyfriend. It's been on her mind. Kyle would like to be her boyfriend. Claire teases, "This date has been very productive." She tells him to talk. "Your girlfriend is here to listen." Kyle says he still doesn't feel he can trust his mom. He can't let go of the resentment. Claire learns she hasn't moved out of his office at Jabot. Claire reminds him that the job is his. Kyle says she said awful things during the ruse. They struck a chord. Talking to her about it didn't go well. Claire is familiar with manipulative behavior and doesn't think Diane is lying to him. Kyle tried talking to Jack about it, but he just wants him to forgive and forget. At the Abbott manse, Tracy tells Jack this will all work out, and don't worry about your feelings about the past. It's not a weakness, it's your superpower. Jack needed to hear that. Tracy hugs him goodnight and urges him to go hang his ornament. They express their love. Jack makes his way into the living room and pours a scotch. Getting a faraway look in his eye, he flashes through memories of his mother Dina. At the ranch, Nikki tells Victoria that Claire has more strength than she realizes. Victoria doesn't want anything to happen to break her spirit. Nikki spent so many hours needlessly worrying about her, but she survived many challenges. You found your way through, and so will Claire. Victoria thanks her mom. I love you. At Crimson Lights, Diane and Esther talk about Catherine's advice. Diane doesn't think changing her behavior will get her anywhere. She's tried to prove herself, but people throw her past back in her face. Esther suggests she do the most selfless thing she can think of. Diane thought she had when she stepped down from her job. Esther is talking about a true personal sacrifice that people will find it impossible not to believe. Diane thanks her for listening and for the advice. She needs to figure out the ultimate selfless act that will give her Kyle's complete acceptance and forgiveness. At the Abbott mansion, Kyle and Claire come in and find Jack in the living room. Kyle asks his dad if everything is all right. Jack will speak to him in the morning, but there's no reason to worry. Claire says she should go. Kyle walks her out. Outside the door, she gushes about being a couple and they kiss. She assures him he'll figure things out with his mom and walks off. Claire arrives at the ranch and Nikki and Victoria ask about her evening. She says it was amazing. Nikki says she gave her mother a glowing report about her first day at work. Claire beams, I love my life. At the Abbott mansion, Kyle asks Jack what's bothering him. Jack admits he's been doing a lot of thinking tonight about letting go of the past and moving on. He wants him to know he understands his feelings about his mother. He's been there. Kyle knows he has, but it's still a different situation. Jack wants him to know he doesn't judge him for having doubts about Diane. I am here to talk with you anytime you need to talk about it. I love you, Kyle. Your mother does too. We want to be a family again. Kyle can't just trust his mom overnight, but he will try. Talk turns to the decorating and Jack prompts Kyle to hang his ornament, for me, and for your grandmother. Kyle says, "You've got it." Jack tears up as he watches Kyle add it to the tree. It's perfect, just perfect. The ranch house, Nikki told Victoria that Claire had proved herself as a Newman through and through, and she couldn't have been more proud of her. Nikki explained how well Claire did at work, noting that she could anticipate what Nikki was thinking and do it before she was asked. Nikki thought Claire reminded her of Victoria at that age. Victoria was happy to hear it and noted that she wanted Claire to have a full life. They remembered how Jordan had controlled her for so long. Victoria worried that Claire had been fueled by anger for so long that all of these new freedoms would be too overwhelming. Victoria thought things were moving too quickly for Claire, and it was exciting and terrifying all at the same time. Nikki advised to let Claire do her thing and trust that she'd do the right thing and was on the right path. Nikki shared that Kyle was also looking out for Claire. Victoria worried that Victor would interfere with their relationship. Nikki noted that Victor let Kyle and Summer be together and that Kyle and Claire just seemed right. She was sure that Victor would come around. Nikki told Victoria that she spent a lot of time worrying about Victoria growing up as well, and she knew that Claire would find her way through just fine. Victoria appreciated her mom's advice. Tracy was delighted when she came downstairs and saw all the holiday decorating. In the Abbott dining room, she found Jack feeling emotional after he had come across a Christmas ornament that brought up some memories of his mom. He realized he had carried around all of his resentment towards her until just before Dana died. Jack mused that relationships were fragile, just like the ornaments. Jack thought that holding onto the past was a fatal Abbott flaw, and that breaking the cycle would have to start with him. Jack explained that he had a blowout with Billy and how resentful he was. Jack said that all he could think about was the years he'd spent holding on to so much resentment for their mom. Tracy agreed that she and Ashley had the same mixed feelings about Dana. Jack said he'd held in and carried around so much anger until right before she died. Tracy wondered if this was about worrying that he and Diane were losing Kyle. Jack thought they were back on track, but now he wasn't as sure. Jack told Tracy that Kyle seemed to be doubting Diane again. Jack didn't want to admit it, but he feared there was a deep-seated anger for Diane. He explained that the way they deceived Kyle may have unearthed a deep-rooted hatred that Kyle had hidden. Jack explained their intentions, but Tracy pointed out that Jack wanted to fix something else. Jack said that when Dina left them, he, Tracy, and Ashley built walls around them, holding anger and hurt inside. Jack didn't want his son to go through life feeling the same way. Jack noted that he didn't forgive his mother until the end of her life, and he didn't want that for Kyle. He deserves valuable time with his mother, Jack said. Tracy wondered if Kyle could see the similarities between his issues with Diane and Jack's with Dana. Tracy told Jack that whatever differences Kyle and Diane had, they would have to figure it out on their own, but he could tell Kyle that he empathized. Jack said Kyle's anger was justified, just like his anger had been toward Dina. Tracy suggested that Jack could guide Kyle to some sort of understanding about it all. Tracy encouraged Jack and gave him hope for the future, then told him she was going to bed. She suggested that he hang his ornament before he went to bed too. Jack poured himself a drink and had flashback memories of him and Dina. At Crimson Lights, Diane was a little down in the dumps. Esther noticed and chatted her up, noting that he considered herself the local bartender when it came to listening to people's problems. Diane said it would take a magic wand for the town to get over all the things she's done and believe she's truly changed. Diane confided in Esther about her family. She said they were the most important thing in the world to her, but didn't know how to prove that to them. Esther advised that she might be trying too hard. Esther noted that Mrs. C told her that people don't believe you if you come on too strong, especially when you're trying to convince them that you're being honest. She warned that the more she pushed, the more Jack and Kyle would pull away. Diane thought she was just destined to be distrusted in Genoa City. She thought that no matter what she did, people would throw her past in her face. Why don't you try doing the most selfless thing you can think of? Esther suggested. I thought I had. I stepped down so my son could have the job he wanted and deserved. Co-CEO at Jibat alongside his father, Diane told her. Esther said she meant a true sacrifice. Something that people will find impossible not to believe, Esther added. Esther told Diane she was a lot wiser than people gave her credit for. When you open your heart to people you care about and who care about you, most of the time, things work out, Esther advised. Diane said she had to think of the perfect selfless act that would give her Kyle's acceptance. At Society, Kyle and Claire met for dinner to celebrate her career change. Claire still felt insecure about the job and couldn't believe he had so much faith in her. Kyle said that Claire amazed him, especially how she'd become so sophisticated and wise after all the stuff she'd been through in life. Kyle told Claire how great she was and how he was sure that she was meant for the position at Chancellor. Kyle said it was her destiny. Kyle and Claire hung out and talked and laughed. Kyle told Claire he was genuinely intrigued at how she had let go of her past without harboring resentment. Claire credited her therapist, but admitted there was anger deep down about being taken from her family and raised to hate them. She said she could manifest it if she fixated on it. But then Jordan wins, Claire surmised. She told Kyle she was robbed of her childhood with the family that actually loved her, and she didn't want to waste a single minute not being in the moment. Claire told Kyle she tried to keep looking forward and thought Kyle should too. As much as I want it to be, I don't think it's that easy, Kyle told her. Kyle started to talk about his parents but didn't want to spoil their date. This is what couples do. They talk about the good and the bad, Claire said. Kyle noted that she called them a couple. He told her he wanted to be called her boyfriend, and Claire happily agreed to their titles. Claire told Kyle that his girlfriend was there to listen, so Kyle shared that he still didn't feel like he could trust his mom. Kyle recounted how Diane hadn't moved out of his office, and when she and Jack pretended to fight, she said a lot of things that seemed too real. Kyle thought it drummed up a lot of feelings he had buried. Kyle said he and Diane talked about it, but it didn't end well. Claire told Kyle she was very used to manipulative behavior and didn't feel he was getting that from Diane. Kyle said Jack just wanted him to forgive and forget and be one big happy family again. Kyle and Claire came back to Kyle's. Jack told Kyle he wanted to talk to him about something, so Claire headed home. She told Kyle she'd had a great evening as a couple and assured him he would work things out with his mom. Claire went to the ranch house and told Nikki and Victoria how much she loved her life. Inside, Kyle asked Jack what was bothering him. Jack explained he'd been thinking a lot about the past, letting go, and moving on. Kyle admitted he and Claire had just been talking about that as well. Jack shared that he understood Kyle's feelings about Diane because he could relate to them. Kyle knew about Dina, but reminded Jack it was a different situation. Jack agreed and said he just wanted Kyle to know that he didn't judge him and that he was there to talk anytime. "I love you, Kyle. Your mother does too. We want to be a family again," Jack said. Kyle told him that he did too, but he couldn't just trust his mom overnight, as it didn't have an on and off switch. He said he was working on it and thanked Jack for giving him time. Jack asked Kyle to hang the ornament for him and his grandmother. When Kyle asked how it looked while standing next to it on the tree, Jack told him it was perfect. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.